Y pues al final de cuentas yo quiero hacer historia. Me tenía mucha confianza, siempre mi fortaleza, mis habilidades.
Kovalev fight was the moment that he took the big jump.
Canelo sube semicompleto y dices, híjole, ya es un riesgo.
Kovalev is the crusher, and you're never in a safe zone with Sergey Kovalev.
Mejor nos equivocamos en haber subido de peso.
This was his first time fighting at a weight class that high, and he was fighting a puncher.
Sentía como si me pegaran con algo de hierro, de metal.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to prove this to anybody.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live around the world on DAZN, from historic MGM Grand Garden Arena here in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Pues que Eddie me dijera. Que Eddie fue el que quería que buscáramos las 175 y pues es mucho riesgo.
Here is the light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Kovalev!
Sergey Kovalev has been at the top of the boxing world. He has also fought in obscurity. He's done the crushing, and he has been crushed.
Cuando vi a Sergey Kovalev y que lo anunció, yo dije, vaya, ese es un reto grande. ¿Por qué? Porque normalmente los boxeadores, y sobre todo en estas fechas, y tal vez suben una o dos divisiones y ya. Canelo había caminado de super welter, medio, super medio, sube semicompleto y dices, híjole, ya es un riesgo porque la diferencia de pesos es diferente.
Sergey Kovalev is 36 years old. Canelo Alvarez, the biggest box office draw in the sport, is interested in him and his title.
Mira, ese reto lo tomamos porque nosotros genéticamente veíamos a Saúl con la fuerza de boxear con pesos completos, a veces en el gimnasio, con pesos semicompletos siempre y dando una gran demostración en el gimnasio de fuerza. Sabemos que es complicado siempre subir a la siguiente categoría. ¿Por qué? Porque él es un peleador chaparrito.
When I heard he was going to fight Kovalev, the crusher, the man who just destroyed people, who was the boogeyman for so long that no one wanted to fight, you're like, what is he thinking?
You're starting to wonder, might he be stretching himself out a little too thin? So in my head, I was thinking, this could be a total disaster.
Now you're moving up 2 weight classes to fight the light heavyweight world champion, one of the most dangerous punchers in the division. What are you doing?
This was still his debut at 175 pounds. And he was fighting a puncher, somebody that he had seen for years knock out top guys in the light heavyweight division, a career-long light heavyweight.
Kovalev es un peleador que realmente de un golpe te noquea.
Siempre soy un peleador que se tiene mucha confianza. Me tenía mucha confianza, siempre mi fortaleza, mis habilidades. Y pues ya también era un peleador más completo, con más experiencia, ¿no? Y sabía la calidad de Kovalev. Un peleador que sabe utilizar muy bien su jab, no te deja entrar fuerte, sólido en ese peso. Sabíamos que no iba a ser fácil, ¿no? Y pues al final de cuentas yo quiero hacer historia.
As he continues to make history in this sport, he is undoubtedly a great champion, and he looks to continue his rise and build on his legacy here tonight.
I expected it because Canelo had always spoken about taking on those challenges and wanting to make history and become a 4-division champ from Mexico, joining Eric Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Jorge Travieso Arce.
The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. Millions of boxing fans around the world are ready. Las Vegas, Nevada. Mexicanos, make some noise if you are ready.
He wants to be X-time world champion. Whatever number world champion he is today, he wants to be one more tomorrow. It meant something to get a title in another weight class.
I've had the experience to move in different weight classes myself. The things you worry about mostly is being able to acclimate to that particular weight class in terms of taking the power, giving the power, being healthy, being able to move how you used to move, maybe when you're a little lighter in your weight or lighter on your feet.
When it came to facing Sergey Kovalev, Canelo was a tank. I mean, his neck no longer existed. One piece from here all the way down to his shoulders, and that really caught my attention. He's always been thick around the neck, but he understood that he needed to be strong, not only to land a good shot, but to take the punches that Sergey Kovalev was gonna throw his way, because at the end of the day, we all know that punching power is the last thing to go on any fighter.
Anything below this line is a foul. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect.
And we are finally ready to go for the light heavyweight championship of the world. Canelo Alvarez, the middleweight champ, moving up, and you can think a lot of things, but you don't know, fellas, until they get in there and fight. And here we go. Kovalev comes out jabbing instinctively, immediately. Under Buddy McGirt, that has been his new method of operation.
Kovalev averages about 27 jabs per round. It is his rangefinder.
In every head-to-head, Canelo is always the undersized guy, even at middleweight. And when you step up to light heavyweight, people are fascinated by the smaller guy taking on the bigger man. And it just showed once again he has no fear.
Just prodding out, poking out with the jab is Kovalev.
Canelo looking to counter that jab already. And that's the reason Kovalev is a little leery about throwing it with full power.
Siempre he sido muy bueno para el contragolpe y a veces es un arma de doble filo con peleadores que son un poco más lentos que yo, porque a veces yo me quito más rápido y cuando quiero volver, pues ellos apenas vienen y a veces me cruzo con sus golpes. Entonces tengo que tener el primer asalto, el timing, agarrar el timing de la velocidad de ellos y poder controlar todo eso. Empezó muy difícil, para poder conectarlo era extremadamente difícil, utilizaba muy bien su distancia, su jab.
Kovalev said to anyone that would listen, Buddy McGirt said to anyone that would listen, that they would operate behind the jab. If you knew anything about Buddy McGirt, that's his punch du jour. In the weeks leading up to that, you heard about Kovalev leaving the gym with an arm that was so tired he had to dangle it off his side because he'd thrown the jab so much in training for this fight.
When it's Canelo throwing the punches, you feel like, uh-oh, uh-oh. But with Kovalev, he's able to throw out the jab, nice and easy, and so far, at least, Sergio, control this distance.
The Crusher won that first round, in my opinion, by touching Canelo.
For the reputation he has as being this big puncher, which is why he's nicknamed the Crusher, the foundation now of his attack is a really educated left hand. He's really good. He can actually box. In many of the rounds Kovalev wins before knocking someone out was because of that really hard jab right down the middle.
Round number 2, of course, scheduled for championship 12. Canelo Alvarez still trying to figure out the man in front of him. A full 6 feet tall. winging with that hook and that glancing blow the side of Kovalev's head.
Cuando peleé con Kovalev sentía los golpes diferente. Su jab lo sentía cuando me pegaba en la frente, lo sentía como si me pegara con un arro. La verdad, de hecho, terminé con la frente morada de los jab que me pegaba.
We have really not seen Canelo anything close to hurt since that fight against Jose Cotto in his first fight in the U.S. He went from having a questionable chin back in 2009, 2010 to having arguably the sturdiest chin in all of boxing. So I think maybe Canelo learned something about what kind of punches he can take against Golovkin and took that lesson into the fight against Kovalev, where he knew if he could take the power, he could be the hunter.
Muy pesado, se sentía muy pesado. Pero también trabajamos en el gimnasio ese tipo de cosas. Cuando son pesados así, agarramos el costal más pesado y lo hacemos hacia adelante y que no se venga y te mueves hacia acá para cargarlo.
Kovalev controlled the tempo. He may have not been doing overwhelmingly well, but he's still doing more work than Canelo.
Gotta use it, okay? Here we go, 5th round now. We'll see if the action can pick up. Sergey Kovalev sticking to the plan, jabbing, boxing. The crusher has become the boxer, and Canelo will have to take this from him. He's 36. He is in a different phase of his career. He can clearly still box, but can he wing and trade with Canelo? Body shot there by Kovalev.
Mira, la tomamos y creo que por ahí como en el 5º round dije, ay, que estaba medio dura la pelea.
Así siguen, así, moviendo la cintura, así. Y en los cortitos tíramele 1 o 2. ¡Pam, pam! Y mueve la cintura.
Entonces, llega el momento en que piensas muchas cosas y si a lo mejor nos equivocamos en haber subido de peso.
Y con Kovalev era complicado. Era un peleador que aguantaba, que hacía las cosas, que iba hacia adelante, que era agresivo.
You knew he'd come out, flicking that jab, trying to score that way. And when he did it effectively early on, you start to think that maybe he's got the right strategy here. Maybe Canelo won't open up as much as he did against other fighters out of fear of the right hand of Kovalev. And maybe Kovalev could do enough to steal a decision against Canelo.
Huge crowd here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, the big event, as we go to round 6.
The people watching are wondering why Kovalev is not really putting power behind that jab. Is because the crusher's not committing to that power because Canelo's looking to time him with that speed. He's been getting close with that left hook.
No, y tenía temor a tirarme sus golpes fuertes. ¿Por qué? Porque cuando me los tiraba lo contragolpeaba. Si ves, se la piensa mucho. Estuve trabajando toda la noche ese gancho hasta que se lo conecté como tenía que ser.
At the beginning of the fight, I was afraid that maybe Kovalev would come right after him and overwhelm him. But Kovalev stayed outside and was pawing away at his jab. I think that gave Canelo the confidence that, hey, this guy may be as intimidated of me as I am of him because he's not coming after me trying to go for the knockout. He's a much bigger fighter. So I think Canelo, the longer he could hang in there, the longer he could keep things close, the better of a chance he had to win.
That body shot hurt. Right hand to the body. Crusher folding over just a bit. Pumping out the jab. Keeping Canelo at bay. So far.
Entonces como que entre 6 y 7 rounds empezó como a desesperarse porque le pegaba y no lo podía noquear. Porque regularmente él en su categoría con golpes que le metía Kovalev, los noqueaba, o los tumbaba, o los lastimaba. Le dije, paciencia, está tranquilo, hay que ver, no empieces a hacer cosas que no debes de hacer.
Estás bloqueando sobre
hacer. Eddie me dice, haz esto, tienes que hacer esto. Soy una persona que obedece, como te digo. Eddie me conoce desde que empecé, sabe lo que puedo hacer, sabe mis alcances. Entonces, yo soy una persona que se adapta. Si él me dice algo que tengo que hacer, lo hago.
Seventh round, Canelo's corner. We're gonna get him. Don't worry. You get a sense of that, and yet the judges could have this right now with Sergey Kovalev ahead.
Eddie Reynoso was clear in saying that there is respect for Kovalev's power. Canelo has felt it, but he's willing to just assimilate it because he wants to close the gap, and he's definitely committed to going for the body punches. That's the way for him to take the win.
Y lo golpeando abajo, y sabía que después del 7, 8, 7º asalto iba a empezar a hacer mi pelea. Y cuando vas a entrar al cuerpo, cuando vas a golpear al cuerpo, tienes que ser muy inteligente a la hora de hacerlo, fintarlo y hacerlo de una manera inteligente, porque arriesgas muchísimo cuando golpeas al cuerpo. Te abres más, te contragolpean más fácil. Entonces siempre un peleador que va hacia adelante tiene más riesgo que el que va hacia atrás.
Creo que para poder ganar una pelea en esas condiciones, en donde tu rival es muy alto, donde tiene un alcance más largo, donde tú eres mucho más cortito, donde es una pelea llamativa porque tú tienes que acercarte, porque tú tienes que pegar abajo, porque tú tienes que presionar.
Ya sentía yo que iba bajando el ritmo de pelea, sus golpes eran más lentos. Entonces ahí es cuando yo dije, aquí es donde voy a empezar a hacer mi pelea.
He seemed natural at 154, but he is thick and strong enough to be the boss at 160. We go to the 9th round here. Is he thick and strong enough, Sergio, to be the boss at 175?
Well, he proved against a bigger Daniel Jacobs. He backed him up. He's backing up the bigger Kovalev. He backed up Rocky Fielding. So it goes to show you that the smaller man can back up the bigger man just on timing and explosiveness and speed.
When you're fighting these bigger guys and they're giving it their all, or they're used to throwing these hard shots and they're tired by the 9th, 10th, 11th championship rounds, then that's when, a more youthful, more explosive guy who didn't burn out his tank can unload and unleash.
Here comes Canelo. Landed that hook. Kovalev answers with his jab. It's a hard body shot answer by Canelo.
Stop! And it's exactly what he's been doing the entire fight. He's been rolling with any big shot that Kovalev throws, just to roll and come back in a counter to the body. Just like that. Stop! I expected a calculating crusher, but this is a very cautious Kovalev crusher.
You wonder, can he keep this energy up? He has done well. Round 8, you got to figure he won that round. There's a double jab by Kovalev. He is going to have to finish with a flourish. He's going to have to pile up, more than likely, a few more rounds to actually win this fight.
Canelo was behind in the cards. By the 9th round, he was behind. And Eddie said, listen, you gotta, bring up your output, throw more punches.
To me, it was like, when's Canelo gonna turn it on? And I think, Canelo, that's the one thing when he fights is, okay, he's gonna take some time to compute. He's gonna take some time to let you make a mistake. And just the time was kind of ticking.
Normally, the Canelo fight is pretty clear-cut. Easy to see his shots. Traditional, straight up the middle. Maybe not here tonight. A rare uppercut from Canelo, and he misses with a hook.
Eddie me dice, hay que ganar estos rounds, presiónalo un poquito más.
Entonces son los pequeños detalles que tiene uno que poner atención, y lo importante es que tu boxeador también obedezca.
Que iba a mermarlo, que iba a llegar el punto que él ya no iba a poder con la presión que le estaba poniendo, lo estaba golpeando al cuerpo, ya lo sentía su respiración más agitada, ya su ritmo iba bajando.
Pero su entrenador es muy listo. Dice, Canelo no resuelve problemas. Canelo causa problemas en el ring. Y eso es lo que hace.
Several moments in this fight where it looked like it was going to be Canelo time, but it has not happened. This fight could be close. Perhaps Canelo is winning these rounds as he comes out firing in round 11. However, if you're just watching this, 29-year-old middleweight champion looking to make history, he's never fought a stinker, fellas, and yet he comes in here now. It is time to do some damage.
Even though Kovalev had built the lead and was securing it, you got the sense now the sands of time were working against him, because even though he's the bigger, theoretically stronger guy, he wasn't.
He's getting closer. He's looking to put a hurt on Kovalev in this round. This is with the right hand. Kovalev able to box effectively and also move. That is the bigger man, a man who's been at 175 pounds his whole career, basically. And he is the guy backing up on his bike, staying away from the middleweight champ.
It almost felt inevitable that Canelo was going to eventually catch up to Kovalev.
With a fighter like Canelo, Sergio, I'm always waiting for fifth gear. I think I'm still waiting for fourth gear.
Canelo's not even having to move his head because Kovalev's not even committing to the jab.
There it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over. That fast. There's fifth gear. Canelo is the light heavyweight champion of the world.
De repente me sale esa finta y yo se la tiré al cuerpo, no se la tiré a la cabeza. Entonces él se agacha poquito porque pensó que iba, como lo estaba golpeando el cuerpo, se agacha un poquito como pensó que le iba a pegar al cuerpo y se lo cambio y se lo pegó en el cuello. Y fue cuando se tambaleó y me salió de reacción la derecha ahí en cortita. Ya lo dejé ahí en las cuerdas colgando. Y me preocupé por un momento. Si viste cómo quedó en las cuerdas, pensé que le había pasado algo en el cuello o algo. La verdad es que no celebré hasta ya verlo bien.
Canelo asking the fans to wait till Kovalev gets up, doing the classy, respectful thing as he always is.
No, pues siempre me gusta respetar a los rivales, normalmente. El que no me respeta, pues tampoco lo respeto, ¿no? Pero normalmente me gusta, al final de cuentas nos vamos a subir y nos vamos a dar en la madre, ¿no? Todos. Pero como te digo, ahora sí que, como decimos nosotros, ¿no? Al son que me toque en bailo.
I believe Kovalev is back up on his feet. Certainly some concern after a knockout like that, but I believe Kovalev is up on his feet. Yes, he is.
Porque uno quiere ganar por nocaut y es espectacular ganar por nocaut. Pero no llegar más allá de llegar a una tragedia, ¿no?
That's a champion closing out the fight, knocking out the crusher in the championship round.
I said there's winning and there's winning impressively. Okay, that's winning impressively.
Tú sabes que las peleas cuando llegan al final, que te tienes que ir a los jueces, siempre hay un riesgo. Porque siempre puede salir un juez que esté viendo de espaldas la pelea. Decir, voy abajo en las tarjetas, pero va a caer.
It was clinical, it was surgical, it was violent.
If you ask me, Canelo's most impressive knockouts, James Kirkland, Amir Khan, and what he did to Kovalev. And Kovalev may be the most impressive because he was 175 pounds.
Just the way he set it up, like a 3-4 punch, 5-punch salvo, and it was dramatic given the fact it was still a close fight. That's probably his best knockout, given the aesthetics of it and also the circumstances in which it happened.
I mean, this guy's a future Hall of Famer. There's no way that he gets knocked out like that unless someone really catches him cold, and that's what Canelo did.
Your winner by KO victory, and now a 4-division world champion. He is the new WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Canelo.
He grew up in the shadow of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He grew up hearing about Salvador Sanchez. Boxing in Mexico is like football and basketball here in the US. He's never going to stop chasing greatness. And I think that was instilled in him very early on.
He's won titles in 4 weight divisions, that he's undisputed, something that no Latin American fighter had done before him. And I think that's where he stands out. So when we look at the end of Canelo's career, he will be the most accomplished. And he may already be #1, but our heart as Mexicans sometimes doesn't allow us to give that place up just yet.
Mucho. Fue una victoria muy importante para mi carrera, para mí, para mi familia, para mi equipo, para mi país.
Canelo chased legacy. He's trying to do what people don't think he can do, and he did it that night, knocking out a Hall of Famer in one of the most dramatic KOs you'll ever see.
Pues mira, hemos trabajado más de 15 años, desde niño, desde que él tiene 13 años, y pues es lo que ha hecho en su carrera y lo que he hecho y también yo como entrenador, y pues lo hemos hecho juntos. Vienen derrotas también y hemos perdido peleas, pero al final de cuentas pues el camino que hemos andado y todo lo que hemos logrado pues lo hemos hecho juntos, y es lo que te puedo decir, más que nada pues es un amigo para mí.
Ser campeón en otra división, imagínate. Un peleador tan chaparrito como yo, mexicano, que haya ganado en light heavyweight un campeonato mundial, cuando no creían que iba a ganar yo un campeonato mundial en las 154 libras porque estaba muy chaparrito. Entonces imagínate lo que significa eso para mí.